Hi students and friends, this is your host and teacher Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider. You're watching Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. So I will continue my video session for past papers, and this time I have selected October-November 2021 and paper is 11. As you know the other formalities, that is it's of 1 hour. There are 40 questions in this paper. Each question there will be 4 choices A, B, C, D. The total mark for this paper is 40. Periodic table is printed on the question paper. So let's start with the question number 1. A student makes aqueous copper 2 sulfate. The student adds an excess of copper 2 oxide powder to warm sulfuric acid and stirs the mixture. Which apparatus should be used to separate aqueous copper 2 sulfate from the excess copper 2 oxide? Now you are making aqueous copper 2 sulfate from copper 2 oxide powder and warm sulfuric acid. So this will be the apparatus used for this purpose. Filter funnel, and you have conical flask. You have excess of copper 2 oxide which will be left in the solution once the reaction is complete. So it does not dissolve, which means it must be left on the filter funnel. So it has to be removed by filtration. So choice C must be the right answer in this case. Filter funnel and paper. Number 2. The student follows the rate of reaction between marble chips, CaCO3 and dilute hydrochloric acid. This is the reaction. CaCO3 plus 2HCl gives CaCl2 plus CO2 plus H2O. Which diagrams show apparatus that with a stopwatch is suitable for this experiment? Now here we have 3 diagrams. In diagram 1 you see hydrochloric acid is placed in round bottom flask along with marble chips, and any gas collected will be in this water trough containing water and measuring cylinder. Diagram 2 represents the flask placed on balance, and the flask contains hydrochloric acid, the marble chips, and there's a loose plug on top of the flask. In diagram 3, they are pouring hydrochloric acid from burette, and the flask contains marble chips. So this can't be used for this purpose. Only 1 and 2 is correct. So obviously choice B will be the right answer in this case. Number 3, a mixture of 3 liquids is separated by fractional distillation. Which statements are correct? Number 1, the mixture boils at constant temperature throughout the separation. This is incorrect because it's not possible. You have 3 different liquids. So the solution can't boil at the constant temperature all the time. Number 2, the temperature at which the mixture boils increases during the separation. This is correct because the temperature will definitely increase as these liquids get separated. Number 3, the liquid with the highest boiling point is collected first. This is wrong because the liquid with the lowest boiling point will be collected first. Number 4, the liquid with the lowest boiling point is collected first. This is also correct. So obviously 2 and 4 is correct. So D must be the right answer for this question. Number 4, a mixture of 4 colored dyes is analyzed by chromatography. The result is shown. Here you have chromatography paper. There is a baseline, and on top you have solvent front. This dye is separated, but you can see we are getting only 3 dyes instead of 4. We are not getting 4 dyes. Which change will allow the 4 dyes to be seen? A, measure the RF values of the spots carefully. We need to separate the 4 dyes. So this can't be the right answer. B, run the chromatogram for a longer time. This will also not help. C, run the chromatogram using a different solvent. This must be the right answer as it looks to me, because if once you will change the solvent, there is a possibility that the other 4 dye will also appear in that solvent. Number D, use a locating agent. Locating agent is not required. Locating agent is used for colorless substances like amino acids. Moving to next question. A compound X, when heated with an aqueous solution of compound Y, produces a gas that turns red litmus paper blue. It must be ammonia gas. Must be ammonia gas, because ammonia is a gas which turns red litmus paper blue. One, why could be potassium hydroxide? This is a possibility because potassium hydroxide is alkali, and alkali on reaction with ammonium salts releases this ammonia gas. Two, X is an acid. This can't be the right statement because acids won't release ammonia gas. Number three, X could be an ammonium salt. This also looks correct to me because ammonium salts on reaction with alkalis produces or releases ammonia gas. Number four, X could be sodium nitrate. This is impossible, although nitrate ion is there, because for nitrate ion you need to add aluminum powder also in order to get the ammonia gas. So number 1 and 3 is the right statement in this case. So B must be the right answer for number 5. Number 6, an aqueous solution of zinc chloride is tested by adding reagents. Which observation is correct? A, acidified aqueous barium nitrate. Observation forms a white precipitate. This can't be the right answer because barium nitrate is used to check the presence of sulfate ion, SO4 minus 2. B, aqueous ammonia. Observations forms a white precipitate soluble in excess of the reagent. This looks correct to me because this is used to test the presence of Zn plus 2 ion. This is the test for Zn plus 2 ion. It forms a white precipitate which is soluble in excess of the reagent. See, aqueous sodium hydroxide forms a white precipitate insoluble in excess of the reagent. This is incorrect. The reason is that white precipitate forms which remains or insoluble in excess of the reagent indicates the presence of Ca plus 2 ion. Ca plus 2 ion. So this can't be the right answer. D, powdered copper. Observations forms a gray precipitate. This is also incorrect because this indicates the reaction with the less reactive metal from copper. Reaction with less reactive metal than copper. So B must be the right answer for number 6. Moving to next question, that is number 7. The rate of diffusion of carbon dioxide and methane is investigated at 2 different temperatures, one high and one low. Which row correctly shows the gas that diffuses faster and the temperature at which diffusion takes place most rapidly? First of all, we need to calculate the MR of these gases. Formula for carbon dioxide is CO2 and methane, it's CH4. Now, I want to calculate the MR. We need the AR or nuclear number of carbon. Where is carbon? Here is carbon. Nuclear number is 12. What about oxygen? Oxygen is here. Nuclear number, mass number is 16. So 1 multiplied by 12 plus there are 2 atoms of oxygen. 2 multiplied by 16. Two multiplied by 16 gives 32. Thirty-two plus 12 gives 44. So 44 is the MR for carbon dioxide. What about methane? Carbon again 12. We have 1 atom of carbon, 1 multiplied by 12. And as you all know, the mass number for hydrogen is 1. So 4 multiplied by 1. 4 plus 12 gives 16. So obviously methane must be the one which diffuses at a faster rate. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. Now they are saying most rapidly. So temperature must be high. So C must be the right answer for this question. Number 8. Which statement about atoms and ions is correct? You know ions are produced when an atom lose or gain electron. Atoms and ions of the same element must have different number of neutrons. This is incorrect because atoms and ions of the same element can't have different number of neutrons. They must have same number of neutrons. This must be same. Number B, choice B. Isotopes of different elements must have different number of neutrons. Now they are saying different number, different elements, not same element. So this is also incorrect. They can have same number of neutrons. They can have. See, the charge on a positive ion is equal to nucleon number minus number of neutrons minus number of electrons. This is correct. In order to get the charge on a positive ion, you have to subtract the number of neutrons from nucleon number. Then you will get the proton number. Then you have to subtract the number of electrons lost. Positive ion means the electrons lost. This will be subtracted from the number of protons in order to get the charge on a positive ion. So C must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement. The number of protons and number of neutrons in an atom must be the same. They are saying must be the same. Let's look at the periodic table. Let's take 2 examples, nitrogen and lithium. In lithium, if you subtract 3 from 7, you will get the number of neutrons. And nitrogen, if you subtract 7 from 14, you will get the 7 as its number of neutrons. So in case of nitrogen, the number of protons and neutrons are same, but in lithium, it's not. So this is also incorrect. So choice B must be the right answer for number 8. Number 9. The bonding in a molecule of carbon dioxide can be represented by a dot and cross diagram. Which diagrams is correct? Now here is carbon. Valency of carbon is 4. It's group 4 plus 4. And oxygen, it's in group 6. Valency of oxygen is -2. So ignore the charges. 4, 2. These numbers can be simplified. 2 is the smallest number. But for carbon, you will get 2. Oxygen, you will get 1. Now these subscripts, these are the subscripts, will be exchanged like this. So you'll get the formula CO2. There must be 1 carbon and 2 oxygen atoms in carbon dioxide. And carbon has 4 valence electrons. You see 4 valence electrons, which means it needs 4 electrons to complete its valence shell. What about oxygen? Each oxygen containing 6 valence electrons, which means they need 2 electrons to complete their valence shell. So in the center, you must get carbon. In all the choices, where is carbon in the center? So either A is correct, B is correct, or D is correct. C can't be the right answer. Now let's see the scenario in A. In A, the 2 electrons of oxygen will be shared with 2 electrons of carbon on both sides. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am looking at the other choices also. In B, you see the number of valence electrons for carbon, they are showing 6, which is incorrect. It has 4 valence electrons, and furthermore, they are sharing 1 valence electrons with oxygen. So also with the oxygen, they are sharing 1 valence electrons with the carbon atom. This is also incorrect. What about D? In D, they have only shown the bonding pair of electrons. These are the bonding pair of electrons. The electrons involved in bonding. They are not showing the other valence electrons. So A must be the right answer for question number 9. Number 10, which statement about the structure of bonding of metals is correct? A metal lattice consists of negative ions in a sea of electrons. This is wrong. Must be positive ions. B, electrons in a metal move randomly through the lattice. This is correct. This statement looks correct to me. Now I'm reading the other statements also. Metals are malleable because the ions present are mobile. No, the ions are not mobile. Ions slide over one another when force is applied. So this is also incorrect. D, the ions in a metal move when positive and negative electrodes are attached. Remember, ions in metal does not move. It's the electrons that move when positive and negative electrodes are attached. This is also incorrect. So B must be the right answer for number 10. Number 11, the relative atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. What is the mass of 2 mole of chlorine gas? Remember chlorine gas, the formula for chlorine gas, it's Cl2. Now the relative mass is given. Now they are saying 2 moles of chlorine gas. This is 1 mole of chlorine gas. So 1 mole of chlorine gas means 2 multiplied by 35.5. 35.5 multiplied by 2 gives 71. 71 grams. So 1 mole contains 71 grams. Therefore, 2 moles contain X gram. So you'll get X is equal to 71 multiplied by 2. So 71 multiplied by 2, 142. D must be the right answer for number 11. Number 12, methane burns in oxygen. This reaction CH4G plus 2O2G gives 2CO2G plus 2H2L. 10 centimeter cube of methane is reacted with 25 centimeter cube of oxygen. What is the total volume of gas that would be measured after the reaction? Looking at this reaction, we need to find the limiting and excess reactant. Now, what else information is there? Assume all volumes of gases are measured at room temperature and pressure. Now, let's consider for the moles of methane and oxygen in centimeter cube. For example, here must be 1 centimeter cube reacting with 2 centimeter cube of oxygen. What about the product? We have only one gas, that is carbon dioxide, so there must be 1 centimeter cube of the gas. So if 1 centimeter cube of methane, here's oxygen, 1 centimeter cube reacts with 2 centimeter cube, therefore 10 centimeter cube must be reacting with X centimeter cube of oxygen. So 2 multiplied by 10, X is equal to 2 multiplied by 10, we will get what? We'll get 20 centimeter cube. Now in the question, they are saying 25 centimeter cube of oxygen, which means oxygen is excess. Oxygen is in excess. And methane is limiting. Which means that you have to subtract 20 from 25 centimeter cube and you'll get 5 centimeter cube. 5 centimeter cube of O2 will be left on this side. What else is there? We have carbon dioxide. The mole ratio for carbon dioxide and methane is same. That is 1 centimeter cube gives 1 centimeter cube, which means 10 centimeter cube gives 10 centimeter cube. 1 centimeter cube gives 1 centimeter cube. Therefore, 10 centimeter cube gives X or 10 centimeter cube of carbon dioxide. So 10 plus 5. 10 plus 5, which is 15 centimeter cube, must be the total volume of gas that would be measured after the reaction. So B must be the right answer in this case. 13. An aqueous solution is made by dissolving 3.4 gram of sodium hydroxide NaOH to make 500 centimeter cube of solution. What is the concentration in mole per dm cube of the sodium hydroxide solution? First of all, you need to convert this grams of sodium hydroxide into moles. So for this, you need mR of sodium hydroxide. mR of NaOH. Where is sodium? Here is sodium. 23 is the mass number of sodium. Oxygen. Here is oxygen. Hydrogen. Here is hydrogen. 16 for oxygen, 1 for hydrogen. So 23 as 1 atom of sodium is there, 1 atom of oxygen. So I will write 16, 1 atom of hydrogen. So 1. So 23 plus 16 plus 1 gives 40. 40 is the mR of sodium hydroxide. In order to calculate the number of moles, we know the formula. Mass in grams divided by AR or MR. So here we'll use MR. So 3.4 must be divided by 40. 3.4 divided by 40. These are the moles of sodium hydroxide, 0.085. 0.085 moles. So according to the information from question, that is data, 500 centimeter cube contains this moles. Therefore, 1000 centimeter cube contains X moles, which will later on become moles per dm cube or in 1000 cube. So X will get X by multiplying 0.085 by 1000 and divided by 500. 0.17. So C must be the right answer for number 13. Moving to next question, number 14. Which statement about electrolysis reactions is correct? A. Bromine is formed at the anode when molten lead bromide is electrolyzed. This looks correct to me because whenever you electrolyze molten lead bromide, bromine is produced at anode. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices also. B. Positive ions are discharged at the positive electrode. This is wrong. So this must be negative electrode. This is incorrect. C. Sodium is formed at the cathode when aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed. You can't get sodium because it's highly reactive. It's highly reactive metal. Instead, you will get hydrogen gas. So this is also incorrect. D. Sulfur dioxide is formed as a gas when dilute sulfuric acid is electrolyzed. Again, this is wrong. This is also highly reactive. So A must be the right answer for 14. Number 15. The apparatus shown is set up to plate a steel key with copper. We have steel key and look at the electrode. It's anode, which is incorrect. Positive electrode is anode and negative electrode is cathode. So we have aqueous copper 2 sulfate solution. That is correct. We have copper electrode, one of the electrode must be copper, one of the electrode must be steel key. This is also correct. The key does not get coated with copper. Which chain needs to be made to plate the key? Definitely you have to reverse this electrical connections. So only choice D must be the right answer in this case. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices also. A. Increase the concentration of aqueous copper 2 sulfate. This is incorrect. Don't need to increase the concentration of aqueous copper 2 sulfate. You need to increase the voltage. This is also incorrect. Replace the solution with dilute sulfuric acid. This is also incorrect. So D must be the right answer for this question. Number 16. Which process is endothermic? What are endothermic process? Which absorbs or take in energy. A. Atoms bonding to form molecules. Now, whenever atom bonds to form molecule, the energy will be released. That is exothermic. So this is incorrect. Next one, the chemical reaction occurring in a fuel cell. This is also incorrect because this releases energy, which means it's an exothermic. Later on, this energy is converted to electrical energy. C. The reaction of carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose and oxygen. This is correct because this takes in energy. This takes place in plants. The reaction of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, which means this needs energy. Energy is provided in the form of sunlight. For convenience, I am reading the last statement. The reaction of methane with oxygen to produce water and carbon dioxide. This is also incorrect. This releases energy. This is exothermic. So choice C must be the right answer for number 16. Number 17, the reaction of hydrogen with chlorine to form gaseous hydrogen chloride is exothermic. Which statement is correct? A, the total energy of bond formation is greater than the total energy of bond breaking. This looks correct to me. I'm reading the other statements. B, the total energy of bond breaking is greater than the total energy of bond formation. This is incorrect. C, the temperature of the reaction mixture falls during the reaction. This is also incorrect because when the reaction, the temperature of the reaction mixture falls during the reaction, it means it is endothermic. It's not exothermic. D, the temperature of the reaction mixture remains unchanged during the reaction. It is also incorrect. So A must be the right answer in this case. Number 18, the equation shows the reaction for the manufacture of ammonia. N2G plus 3H2G gives 2NH3G. Which change will decrease the activation energy of the reaction? It's the function of catalyst. So A must be the right answer for number 18. No need to see the other choices. They all are incorrect. 19. Which statements about oxidation and reduction are correct? 1. Reduction can involve the loss of oxygen. This is correct. Number 2. Oxidation can involve the loss of hydrogen. Yes, this is also correct because oxidation do involve the loss of hydrogen. 3. Reduction can involve the loss of electrons. This is wrong. It involves the gain of electrons. So A and B, 1 and 2 is the right statement. So number A is the right choice for this question. Number 20. Aqueous ammonium nitrate NH4NO2 decomposes when heated. This is NH4NO2, aqueous gives N2G plus 2H2L. In this salt, the anion must be NO2 minus. So where is NO2 minus? Either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. You see, in this way, I have narrowed down the choices. Now it becomes easier for me to choose the right answer. You can do this. Practice this activity in the exam. This will help you a lot in getting the accurate answer. The nitrogen ions in the two ion are oxidized during the reaction. Which formula correctly complete caps 1 and 2? You should know the charges on nitrogen in case of NH4 as well as in NO2. So for NH4, it's carrying plus charge. Overall charge is +1. What is the charge on nitrogen? It's confirmed it should be negative. So I will write X for nitrogen. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen is attached to the non-metal. It must be carrying plus charge. And hydrogen carries +1 charge. So you have plus 4 atoms of hydrogen are there. So 4 multiplied by +1. So X plus 4 is equal to +1, or X plus 4 minus 4 is equal to +1 minus 4. So nitrogen must be carrying -3 charge in this case. What about nitrogen N2? It must be carrying 0 charge. There is no charge on it. -3 to 0. -3 to 0 means increase in oxidation number. Oxidation number or state, which means it's oxidation. So C must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am checking the oxidation state, change in oxidation state for NO2 also. NO2. Here is NO2. It's carrying -1 charge. So I will write on the right hand side -1. Nitrogen, I am taking X. Where is oxygen in the periodic table? Oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. It must be carrying minus charge. Oxygen must be carrying -2. So there are two atoms of oxygen. So I will write plus 2 multiplied by minus 2. So x minus 4 is equal to minus 1, or x minus 4 plus 4 equal to minus 1 plus 4. So x must be plus 3. So here nitrogen is carrying plus 3 charge. So plus 3 charge to 0. Plus 3 to 0, which means that there is a decrease in oxidation state. Decrease in oxidation state or number, which is reduction. So choice D can't be the right answer. C must be the right answer for number 20 from question number 21. Elements X and Y react together in a reversible reaction to form XY2. X plus 2Y gives XY2. 1 mole of X is mixed with 1 mole of Y, and the mixture is left to react until an equilibrium position is reached. Which statements about this reaction are correct? After the equilibrium position has been reached, the reaction stops. This is wrong. At equilibrium, when we say equilibrium position, it means rate of forward reaction becomes equal to rate of backward or reverse reaction. So this can't be the right statement. Number 2, at equilibrium, there is more than 0.5 mole of X present. So 1 mole is reacting of X is reacting or mixed with 1 mole of Y. So they are saying there will be more than 0.5 mole of X. Because at equilibrium, the concentration becomes constant, which means they are no longer changing. So this must be the right statement. There is more than 0.5 mole of X. Number 3, at equilibrium, there is less than 1 mole of XY2 present. Now, if you look at the mole ratio of X and Y, according to the reaction equation, the mole ratio of X and Y is 1:2. But they are saying 1 mole of X is mixed with 1 mole of Y. When we say 1 mole of Y, which means that there must be, if you want to calculate, you can calculate moles of X. It must be X is equal to 1/2 or 0.5 moles. Which means for X, it is excess. This will be excess. 1 mole is in excess. What about Y? We have 1 mole instead of 2 moles. So it means it's limiting. Y is limiting. I've already mentioned that at equilibrium there is more than 0.5 mole of X present. The reason is that 1 mole is excess. That's why we have more than 0.5 mole of X present. Now coming back to Y, I am saying that it's limiting reactant. I have already proved Y is limiting, which means the amount of the product present, that is XY2, depends on the amount of Y. So if you will compare Y, XY2, 2 moles give 1 moles. Therefore, 1 mole give X. Do the cross, you will get X is equal to 1 divided by 2 or 0.5 moles, which is less than 1. Less than 1. That is what they are saying. So this is also the correct statement. So D must be the right answer in this case. 22. Two solutions are prepared. Solution P is 0.05 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid. Solution Q is 0.1 mole per dm cube butanoic acid. A 2 centimeter strip of magnesium ribbon is put into 100 centimeter cube of each solution. Fizzing is seen in both solutions, but the fizzing is faster in solution P than it is in solution Q. Which statement helps to explain this observation? First of all, you will see this hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. So you write here strong acid, which means it will completely dissociate in solution. Completely dissociate. Completely dissociate means they will produce higher number of ions. What about butanoic acid? It's a weak acid, which means it will not dissociate completely. There will be partial dissociation or less ionization. So A, magnesium reacts with solution P to form a salt but does not form a salt with solution Q. This is wrong. It will react with both of these acids forming salt. B, more particles are dissociated in solution P than are dissociated in solution Q. This is the right statement. I have already explained. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements also. C, solution Q contains a stronger acid than P. Q is a weak acid. P is a strong acid. It's wrong. D, the particles are closer together in solution Q than they are in solution P. This is also incorrect. So choice B will be the right answer for this question. 23. Which compound can be formed by precipitation? So precipitation reaction used to prepare insoluble salt. When you mix two soluble salts or one soluble salt with an aqueous solution of acid, you will get one soluble and one insoluble salt. Basically, this is used for the preparation of insoluble salt. So let's see which of these are soluble and insoluble. NaCl, soluble. So A is incorrect. B, K2SO4. All sulfates are soluble except besan K laddu, barium, calcium, lead. So potassium must be soluble. So this is also incorrect. C, calcium nitrate. All nitrates are soluble. We don't have any other exceptions here. So this is also incorrect. Obviously, choice D must be the right answer in this case. Lead sulfate, besan K laddu, lead sulfate. So lead sulfate must be the salt that can be used to prepare by the precipitation method. 24, neutralization reaction, which change in particles occur. So neutralization reaction, so you can have neutralization reaction between two ionic substances. For example, if you have a salt, ionic salt, it's an ionic form, plus you have acids also in the ionic form, so you have ionic compound. You can't have covalent. What you are getting, sorry, there's a mistake. We have alkali here, which is ionic. Ionic compound. It's alkali. It's acid. Both are ionic. Both are in the ion state. The ion state of salt, which is ionic compound. What else we are getting during neutralization reaction? We'll get water. So water, it's a covalent compound. It's not ionic. So A and C are incorrect. Either B is correct or D is correct. Now, see in B, they are saying ions to molecule. We are getting water. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I'm reading the D also. Ions into atoms, we don't get atoms here. So B must be the right answer for this one. Moving to next question. In order to decide which would be the better nitrogenous fertilizer, a student calculates the percentage by mass of nitrogen in both ammonium sulfate and ammonium nitrate. Which row gives the correct results? Now this is calculation based question. We need to calculate the percentage biomass of nitrogen in ammonium sulfate and ammonium nitrate. The formula for ammonium sulfate is NH4 whole twice SO4. We need to know the MR of this first. MR. So nitrogen, here is nitrogen, 14, its mass, sulfate, sulfur, 32, oxygen, 16. So for your convenience, I am writing on the left hand side, nitrogen, 14, sulfur, 32, oxygen, 16. We have 2 atoms of nitrogen, so 2 multiplied by 14. Plus, for hydrogen, we know that's 1, so 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So 1 multiplied by 8. Plus, we have 1 atom of sulfur, 1 multiplied by 32. We have 4 atoms of oxygen, so 4 multiplied by 16. So 28 plus 8 plus 32 plus 64. Twenty-eight plus 8 plus 32 plus 64. 132. So for percentage by mass of nitrogen, we will multiply 28 by 100 divided by 132. This is for percentage nitrogen. 28 multiplied by 100 divided by 132. 21.212. So now this helps in downing the choices. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. You need to calculate the percentage biomass of nitrogen in ammonium nitrate. Formula for ammonium nitrate is NH4NO3. What will be the MR? We have 2 nitrogen. So 2 multiplied by 14 plus 4 hydrogen, 4 multiplied by 1 plus 3 oxygen, 3 multiplied by 16. You get 28 plus 4 plus 32. 28 plus 4 plus 32. 64. So percentage of nitrogen, 28 multiplied by 100 divided by 64. Sorry, there's a mistake. We must have 48 for oxygen, not 32. It's 48. So you'll add 28 plus 4 plus 48, 80. 2800 divided by 80, 35. So C must be the right answer in this case. The manufacture of sulfuric acid by the contact process involves the use of 3 different raw materials. How many of these raw materials are elements, how many are compounds, and how many are mixture? So we have only one element, O2. What about compound? Here the compound use, that is zinc sulfide or SO2. Let's say take it zinc sulfide. It's also a compound. It's a compound. You can use zinc sulfide or we have oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is mixed with some impurities. So it's also a mixture also at the same time. So we have to remove the impurity also from the sulfur dioxide. So we have one compound, one element, and one mixture here. So C must be the right answer for 26. 27, the diagram shows part of the periodic table. Which two letters represent elements that can react together to form covalent compounds? It must be Y and Z because both of these are metals. Metals can't react together to form covalent compound. So it must be Y and Z. D must be the right answer for 27. 28. Which statement about elements in the periodic table is correct? A. Elements at the left-hand side of the periodic table are more metallic than those in the same period near the right-hand side. This looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. Elements at the top of a group lose electrons more readily than those in the same group that are lower in the periodic table. This is incorrect because as you go down the group, the tendency to lose electron increases. This is the case with all the groups in the periodic table. C. Elements in the same group of the periodic table have the same number of completed shell of electrons. They have same valence electrons, not completed shell of electrons. D. Elements in the same period of the periodic table have the same number of electrons in the outer shell. Same number of electron shells, not same number of electrons in the outer shell. This is also incorrect. So A must be the right answer for this one. 29. Which statement about the properties of the elements in group 8 of the periodic table, helium to xenon, is correct? A. Argon reacts with iron to form a compound. This is incorrect because argon does not react. Group 8 elements does not react. So this is wrong. B. Helium is less dense than air. This looks correct to me because if you look at the position of helium, here's helium. Its density must be 4. And the density of air is density helium is 4, air it's like 33. So this looks correct to me. C. The elements change from gas to solid down the group. This is incorrect because this is not true for all the groups in the periodic table, especially for group 8. They are talking about group 8. So this is also incorrect. They all are monoatomic gases. They all are monoatomic gases. We don't have any solid in that group. D. The elements exist as covalent molecules is also wrong because they all are monoatomic. So B must be the right answer for 29. Number 30. Which two statements indicate that metal M may have a proton number between 21 and 30? So what do we have between 21 and 30? Here we have 21. Proton number 21 and 30. So it's a metal. So we have metals. We must have metals. Must be metal. So we have to see which two statements. Number one, it conducts electricity. Yes, this is correct. Number two, it does not react with water. This is incorrect. They will react with water. Number three, it forms two basic oxides with formula MO and M2O3. Yes, this is also true because these metals are transition elements. They are transition elements. Now, this is a typical of transition elements that they react to form compounds with two different oxidation state or two different valency. So this also correct. 3. Number 4, it forms two colored sulfate. This is also correct. Now they are saying two statements. So you can't consider the statement number 1 because they all are metals. So these two statements keep these or make these elements different from other metals in the periodic table. So 3 and 4 must be the right answer for number 30. Number 31, different metals react with water in different ways. Which statement is correct? Calcium does not react with cold water. This is incorrect. Calcium is among highly reactive metal. It will react with cold water. B, iron reacts slowly with steam to produce an oxide of iron and hydrogen. This is correct because this is rusting. Rusting. And in rusting, we are getting two oxides, that is iron 3 oxide and oxide of hydrogen, that is water. C, magnesium reacts with steam to produce magnesium hydroxide and oxygen. This is incorrect because with steam, metals produce metal oxide and hydrogen gas. D, sodium reacts with cold water to produce aqueous sodium oxide and hydrogen. This is incorrect. Hydrogen is produced, but there will be sodium hydroxide, not sodium oxide. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 32, metal X is more reactive than zinc, but less reactive than sodium. What would be the best method for obtaining metal X from its ore? So metal X is more reactive than zinc, but less reactive than sodium. So it must be here. So less reactive means it must be here. So the method, it must be electrolysis of the molten oxide of X. So B must be the right answer for 32. They are highly reactive metals. So for these, we need to go for electrolytic reduction. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. Electrolysis of aqueous solution of salt X, this is wrong. Heating the oxide of X in hydrogen, this is also incorrect because this involves the reduction of the oxide and it does not react. Hydrogen can't reduce this. Heating the oxide of X with powder carbon is also incorrect. Carbon is below in the series. 33, steel is often galvanized. Which statements about galvanizing are correct? 1, galvanizing makes steel alloy. This is incorrect. Galvanizing does not make steel alloy. 2, galvanizing provides a sacrificial protection against rusting. Yes, this is correct because galvanizing involves the coating with zinc, which reacts and protect the iron from rusting. So it do offer the sacrificial protection. 3, galvanizing coats a layer of zinc onto steel. This is also correct. 2 and 3. So C must be the right answer in this case. 34, in the extraction of aluminium, From aluminium oxide, the following three reactions take place. Number one, Al3 plus 3 electrons gives Al. 2 O2 minus gives O2 plus 4 electrons. 3 C plus O2 gives CO2. Which reactions take place at the positive electrode? Positive electrode means they are talking about anode. So anode, we have these two reactions, 2 and 3. So D must be the right answer for number 34. Moving to next question, the carbon cycle regulates the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Combustion, photosynthesis, and respiration are involved in the cycle. How do these processes affect the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? You see, combustion and respiration, they both increases the amount of carbon dioxide, while photosynthesis decreases the amount of carbon dioxide. So combustion increases, either A is correct or B is correct, both C and D is incorrect. A, combustion increases, photosynthesis increases, wrong. Respiration increases, correct. This is incorrect. B must be the right answer. Combustion increases carbon dioxide, photosynthesis decreases carbon dioxide, respiration increases carbon dioxide in the air. So B must be the right answer. 36. Which statement about alkanes is correct? A. Alkanes are described as being saturated because they are insoluble in water. This is incorrect. They are called saturated because they have only carbon, single bonds. B. Alkanes react with chlorine in an addition reaction. This is also incorrect. They do not undergo addition reaction because they don't have carbon-carbon double bond. C. The alkane containing 10 carbon atoms in each molecule has a higher viscosity than the alkane containing 20 carbon atoms. This is also incorrect because 20 carbon atom means the chain has increased, which means the viscosity of 20 carbon atoms must be higher than the alkane with 10 carbon atom, must have lower. So this is incorrect. Obviously, D must be the right answer. The formula of an alkane with 35 carbon atom in each molecule is C35H72. General formula for alkane is HCnH2n plus 2. Placing the value of N, C35 plus 35 multiplied by 2, we'll get 70. 70 plus 2, 72. So this is correct. Number 37. The structure of compound X is shown. 4 statements are made about compound X. Is the structure of compound X. Number 1, X burns in air to form carbon dioxide and water. This is correct. Number 2, X turns bromine water from colorless to brown. This is incorrect. The reason is that it turns bromine from brown to colorless, not from colorless to brown. 3, X is propene. We have how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 carbon atoms, so it is considered as butene, not propene. Although when we talk about naming, then we will see this, the group attached. On the basis of that, it must be propene. But if you look at the formula does not comply that it's propene. It's branched propene. It's not only propene. So it can't be the right answer in this case. 4, the number of C single bonds increase by reacting X with hydrogen. Yes, this is correct. If you add hydrogen, you will get one more hydrogen here and one hydrogen here. So which means the C single bonds increase. Instead of one double bond, you will have one single bond. There will be increase in the number of single bonds. So 1 and 4 is correct. So B must be the right answer for 37. Number 38, when ethene reacts with steam to form ethanol, which type of reaction takes place? Ethene, this is ethene. When it's reacted with steam, it gives only one product, that is ethanol, which indicates it's an addition reaction. So it must be A. Other choices are incorrect. It's not fermentation, it's not polymerization, it's not reduction. Number 39. Which compound could be a flavoring in a non-alcoholic fruit drink? Flavoring, this is a characteristics of esters. Esters are used as flavoring. So you have to look for esters of alkyl alkanoate. The other name for ester is alkyl alkanoate in these. A, we have CH3, CH2OH. It's an alcohol. Ethanol, which means this is incorrect. B, CH3, CH2, CH2, COOH. Hello, CH2, 3. This is correct. Alkanoate. The last formula also. Polyester. Sorry, we are giving this information. It's not a polyester, means it does not have this linkage in it. Is formed using condensation polymerization. It means it must have linkage which involves the release of a simple molecule like water or HCl. It's a condensation polymer. So what is the partial structure of P? So straight away you will omit the choices which contain C double bond O, O. So A can't be the right answer. And what about D? D also can't be the right answer because it's not produced as a result of condensation polymerization. It is produced due to addition, polymerization. So we are left with B and C. Either B is correct or C is correct. Now there is one more information, 6 carbon atoms in each of the monomers. Now I will break down the monomers. For B, we have this monomer. We have 6 plus 2, C8. What about next one? We have 6 carbon. So B can't be the right answer. We have C6 and C8 combination. Let's see C. In C, you have CH2, 4 means this is one unit, this is the other unit. In this, we have C6. From CH2, we have 4 carbon, and on the ends, we are having 2 more carbon atoms. So this must be C6. What about the other monomer? It's also C6. So C must be the right answer in this case. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.